Welcome to Uniting the Cults. This is another episode of Why is Everybody Stupid? So, I have this post here that I put in the ex Muslim subreddit Are You Afraid of Hell? I wanted to talk about something here that was one of the earliest things I thought about, and this is while I was a Muslim. Um, what does it take to go to heaven, and are you earning that now, or have you been earning that? When I was a Muslim, I remember, and this is very late in my Muslimhood, I guess you could say. I remember talking with my then wife about this, and I was reading from the Quran, and I remember reading, a good Muslim is someone who fears God, Allah. And I remember thinking and saying out loud, but I don't fear Allah, so what's that mean? I didn't get an answer, not from my wife at the time, and I didn't have a good answer till later, and the answer came when I wasn't a Muslim anymore. Um, and ever since then, I've learned that there's a lot of people who fear Allah, even though they are ex-Muslims. And I've been trying to figure out what causes people to do that, and I think I understand. And that's why I wrote this post and a few others you'll see in other videos. So, um, why are you thinking that you would go to hell? Are you a murderer? Do you rape people? Do you abuse people? Are you a thief? Do you enjoy hurting people with insults? I wanted to go from the most aggressive, of course, there's worse than this, serial killers doing a genocide, Hitler. And I wanted to go to the smallest of things, which people might call good manners. Um, and the point is, if your answer to these questions is no, I don't do these things, then I want you to explain to me. Of course, I don't matter though. You need to explain to yourself, I believe. Explain what are the evil things that you're doing that make you unworthy of heaven. So I want to go through some comments here. This guy gives some sarcasm. If you don't pray or pray to the wrong God, you'll go to hell, even if you cure cancer and save 1 million babies. And yeah, he's making the point that I'm trying to make in this post here. Like, there's no logic to it. Um, Enter the bathroom with the wrong foot. I didn't know about that one. Is that real? Okay. Yeah, there's a lot of interesting things in Islam. Like, you should do certain things with certain hands, like wash your rear with your left hand. And if I understand correctly, it's because you eat with your right hand and you don't want to mix the two hands. I don't know. Another funny one here. I don't give a fuck about those babies that you saved. I never once saw you groveling to me. Don't you realize how awesome perfect I am? Into the pit you go. Yeah, that would make no sense for a god to think that way. It's been almost a year since I left Islam. I still struggle with fear of hell. But I think about what you said, and also the fact that there are a lot of religions with hell. We can't possibly know which one is the real, true hell. At those times, I fear I will burn over a fact I'm not convinced. Thank you for your words. They helped me as well. Looks like other people chiming in to help. And this person thanks him. More thank yous in return again. As a never Muslim, ex Christian atheist, I always think if there's a hell, I would be sent there anyways, be it by the Christian God or Muslim God. So I don't worry that much because there's not much sense to it. Muhammad murdered people, raped people, and I'm sure he stole too. And Islamically, that fucker is going to heaven. Hell doesn't exist. OP, why would you want to go to heaven? Well, I don't believe in heaven, so I don't really want to go there. Heaven is just one big, gigantic Jeffrey Epstein island. If you don't know Jeffrey Epstein's island, please look into it. Go to the Netflix documentary on Jeffrey Epstein. Religion shouldn't be about sacrificing your freedom or worshiping a god. It should be about your moral character. As long as you're not harming anyone or the environment and doing good acts and having a good character, then why does it really matter? I don't get how in Islam a woman showing her hair, not even close to nudity, will be 500 years away from even smelling heaven. But at the same time, rapists get mercy. This is just so wrong on so many levels. And for this reason, no, I'm not afraid of stupid hell. At one point, I was devoted to that religion, but I never liked how even a bad person who's Muslim and has faith in Allah will go to heaven, but a non-believer who's done so many good things in life wouldn't even be close. Doesn't make sense. Why would God even want this? And particularly speaking, if God existed, he wouldn't want you to fight over his existence. And every Muslim says, well, this is a test. No, it's not a test. If it was a test, we'd study the answers beforehand, but we never got the answers. We are doing a test blindly without knowing it. That's an interesting point. If it is a test, what the fuck kind of stupid school is this? Good point. Never thought of that. If this is a test, what the heck kind school is this? Nothing that we do on Earth. We study for tests before the test. The teacher gives us the answers. Well, that's not exactly true. Let me say this quick story. So, I got a degree in physics, and in physics, the typical thing in a class is every session with the teacher is explaining new material. And then when you get to the test, you have you're presented with problems that are not exactly like what was presented during class. And there are people who complain about that, and they say, no, you should be giving problems on the test that are the same as the problems that we're giving during class. Otherwise, you weren't really teaching. And that's incorrect because there's an infinite number of situations. You can't in class cover everything. And the real way to test whether you understood the knowledge is if you give problems that are a little bit different than what was in class. Anyway, none of that really has to do much with uh with the concept of Allah testing us, except to say, um It's still different and has nothing to do with Allah's test, the way actual real testing works and actual real learning. All right, that's it for this episode.